Oh my, we made it. Or did we? That is the question. Are we here now? Who knows? What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you're tuning in from. So many announcements to make. First of all, thank you for your patience. There has been, it's been a scene over here. I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's been a scene. One of the things, we're dealing with internet issues now. So the internet's coming, it's going. I don't know what's going on. I've reset the router like 3 times. Kids were trying to watch TV, and obviously everything is streaming these days. So like Netflix is down and Amazon's down. Dad's trying to like rewire things. We've got the fan going in the back because it's 1,000,000 degrees. Just absolute chaos, absolute chaos. But I think we should start off this live session with one of the most valuable lessons that I've ever been taught, which has to do with professionalism versus, let's say, authenticity. So authenticity is obviously important. You want to be yourself and be true to yourself and not fake it or anything like that. But there also comes a point where you need to be a professional, where you need to do the work that's required in order to essentially serve the people that you look to serve. Today is that perfect example of an expression that I used to have basically plastered on my wall at home called "It's showtime," which means that, hey, when it's time to do the work, you do the work. And that's why we're here now. I'm gonna scroll and make sure that we can make this all work. I think you can hear me. I'm gonna be coughing. I'm gonna try and find a way to mute this as I do this. Hang on, I think I found it. I'm running physically at like 50%, mentally 100%. I'm here for you. So let me see if I can do this now. All right, I think we can. We're also gonna be a bit shaky. The fan's gonna go. Let me know if anything's distracting. I'll see what I can do to fix things up. See if I can resize some things, make them bigger, smaller. I don't think I can. I'm on a different Mac now. We're gonna do this, and I'm gonna squint, which is why I've got these bad boys here, and I think it's time to get officially nerdy here. So hey, Adam. Thanks for all you do. We missed you last week. I missed you too. That's why I'm here. These Saturday morning live streams combined with your YouTube channel have been invaluable resources as I prepare to launch my business. Amazing. Good for you. Yeah. I missed you too last week. I did not enjoy being away. I felt like there was a gap, something missing from my overall strategy and plan and communication and relationships. Immaculate Heart. Oh, wow. I'm going to be on my first live. So excited. Glad you could be here. It's gonna be a weird one too. We're super cash today. I'm gonna be sipping coffee. I got water. I got cold medication. We're good to go. Natasha Adam, hope you're feeling better. Don't push yourself if you need a break. Your health has to be number one so you can be in top shape to do this for another 100 years. Yeah, absolutely. So on the other side, right, it's like you do have to obviously prioritize health and well-being and things like that. But I find, this is just me, so I'm not judging anybody other than myself. I find that we're capable of more than we think. So it's like last week I was legitimately unconscious. Like our whole family was just wiped out. But this week I'm just not awesome. So we can do it when we're not awesome. Produced by Miles. Can't wait. Glad you're here. Mel Aloha. Adam, thanks for hosting a live session today and every Saturday. Hawaii is the place we travel when trying to get over an illness, not catch a cold. Yeah, exactly. So for those not familiar, I am in Hawaii right now. I'm here for the next month. Sort of a long-standing family tradition of basically just being here, leaving the Canadian winters and going somewhere warm. But on the flight over, probably because my children are children, they're very stereotypical children, and they like do gross things like lick their shoes and touch everything and just disgusting things. And so one of them got really sick and then gave it to like all of us. And then we were violently ill for like the first week we were here. And then as soon as that was over, my immune system was just trash. So I caught a cold and my voice is back now. I still sound like a 90-year-old asthmatic smoker, but it's better than it was. And we're getting there. Hey, Sharon. Hey, mister. Good to see you. Health Seller. Hey, Adam. It's Archie. I think I'm going to be like squinting a lot here. Good to see you. What marketing strategy would you recommend for e-com coffee store? Oh, good time to talk about coffee. It'll be an established business and we sell coffee online. Your Saturday lives are super valuable. Thanks. Well, my pleasure. Thank you for being here. Archie. I think that's it. Archie. So small. I'm on this like, I made a mistake too. I bought the 14-inch MacBook Pro because I'm like, oh, it'll be lighter to travel with. I should have got this 16-inch. Buy the biggest screen you can. old man, can't see. What am I doing? So ecom coffee. Funny, you should ask that question. Good question. I'm drinking Kona coffee, and I'm thinking a lot about coffee, and I'm looking at like, there's this coffee that they have here called pea berry coffee, which is this super rare genetic mutation of a coffee. I actually don't like it that much, to be honest, but it's super expensive and very exotic. And I was thinking about like, well, what makes marketing that kind of coffee different and interesting? And it's the fact that it's so different. They don't really need to do anything else. They basically just call it rare and exotic, and it sells, and some people love it. So as far as marketing for, let's just say coffee in general, e-com, online, offline, doesn't matter. The thing is that you have to remember that coffee at the end of the day is very much a commodity. So it's like, yeah, there's Folgers and Maxwell House and Kona coffee and other brands of coffee, but you've got to find that point of differentiation, why people like your coffee. So my best recommendation is take a look at all the other coffee people, coffee companies in your niche and area, and map out something called a positioning map, where essentially you've got like a grid like this, and you've got, I don't know, cost and taste or value and flavor or luxury, budget, whatever it is, and map yourself out compared to your competitors and find the spot that's not being occupied by your market. Because really, you're going to need to go different here rather than quote unquote better, because better is subjective anyway, especially when it comes to flavor profiles. But you need to find something to do that's going to allow you to differentiate yourself and double down. Tons of good examples of this. Kicking Horse Coffee is one of my favorites back at home. Take a look at their stuff. They're geared towards like athletes. Yana, hello from Finland. Hello, Yana. Good to see you. Ya deserves the glory. I caught it live. You caught it. You made it. Kevin, buddy, I missed you. I'm so glad you're here. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Natasha, hey, I'm on Maui. There's been lots of storms lately. Yeah, there have been. So I'm on the Big Island right now, and we've been getting rocked. Crazy storms. Like the swells are massive. They're closing beaches. Waves are crashing all over the place. Internet's on and off. Power things. The wind is monstrous. Yesterday, the boys were picking up coconuts, like little baby coconuts that fall from the trees. Fun story. Did you know coconuts kill more people than sharks every year? Fun fact. I'm actually terrified of sharks. So I go in the ocean. I love the ocean. So it's my second home, but man, am I scared every time I'm in there. It's my terrifying home. Sharon, good evening. D, love from London. Love back at you. Dave. Hey, Dave, good to see you, my man. PVT Rider, good to see you. Hello. Glad you could make it. Perfect. Oh, man, facts indeed. Corporal Diesel, I was thinking about you last week as well. You and Latricia both sent some messages there about like the live or whatever. So I'm glad you could make it here. Thanks for your patience and understanding as we mess up all these times. Ultimate, hey Adam, I wonder how you keep yourself updated with the ever-changing digital marketing stuff. Suggest some good resources. Thanks in advance. Yeah, so great question. I think for me, I don't want to make this sound like trite or pithy, but it's really easy. And the reason is because I find it endlessly fascinating. So blogs, YouTube videos, like big main sources as well, like Social Media Examiner, great site, great sources. Digital Marketer, good stuff. The HubSpot blog, amazing resources. They do a lot of like self-funded research as well. They put together studies and reports and case studies. I've got a video coming out that's going to give us kind of an inside look at like their latest report. Hang on one sec. We're going to go for an hour if we can, unless my voice like dies out halfway through. But like all of those are good resources. But the fact is, I'll really just like, I'll start watching a YouTube video. I've got creators and other marketers that I really like and follow. But then I'll go down the rabbit hole and I'll look at things that are trending because they'll naturally start to rise to the top of my feed and of my search. I'll look at Twitter. So honestly, I just consume a lot of stuff. And then when I find things that I'm interested in, I pull on that thread and I start to go down the rabbit hole. That's it. I mean, immersion. That's the word. Immersion. Constant immersion. So I'm deep in that world and I'm never getting out. Blue Aspen, hi from Colorado. Hey, my friend, glad you could make it here. Jesse, any suggestion on what to focus on with regard to marketing strategies when first launching a business? There are so many media channels, so many channels, hard to know where to focus. Yes, it's impossible to know where to focus. because there's all of the things. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Go to, I'm going to forget the URL. Go to adamerhart.com/cheat sheet. Or I think it's also freemarketingcheatsheet.com and download. It's very short. It's very simple. It's a one-page marketing cheat sheet. I'm just going to walk you through 5 things that you need to know: model, market, message, media, and machine. If you go through those, you identify your business model, you identify who your target market is, you figure out their pains, problems, fears, and frustrations, your message. You identify what channels, platforms that they're on, your ideal target market are present and active online. And then you build kind of like a marketing funnel, customer journey machine to essentially convert people. You're going to do okay because you don't need to do all of the things. Biggest mistake people make, trying to do I say that a lot. Big mistake people make, maybe not the biggest, trying to do all of the things all the time. It's exhausting. It's also useless. Health stellar. So I want to post both Instagram Reels and make TikToks, but I don't have enough time to create original content for both. What can I do to not mess up my algorithms? Oh, you don't worry. Same thing. Make one short form vertical video, post that exact same thing on Instagram as a reel, on TikTok, on Facebook as a reel, on YouTube as a short. Maybe transcribe it and post the text to Twitter if you can make it pithy and short enough. Maybe make it square, post it on LinkedIn. The days of needing like individual content on every single platform are fortunately long gone. I don't like you probably need to make it contextual to the platform later. So there are slight editing and tone and style nuances and variations across different platforms. But like if you're just getting started doing all of this stuff, take the same thing, put it everywhere. For sure. Don't bother wasting all your time. BVT Ryder, dear Adam, your content has a profound impact on me. I'm glad to hear. Your videos and email newsletter are simply incredible, and I can't thank you enough for the motivation and guidance you provided me. Well, hey, you can thank me enough. You've done it right there. I appreciate you letting me know. Honestly, that alone warms the cockles of my heart. So thank you for telling me. Rafiq, hello. Sufi Marketing, hey from Pakistan. Hello, Sufi. Good to see you. Slow down, mister. You talk so fast. I can't slow down. Can't stop, won't stop. PPT, despite completing a full-time digital marketing course, your content has proven to be even more beneficial. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. And also, that's the goal. That is the goal. When I first started learning digital marketing, I think I'm told this story a million times. It's still one of my favorites, though. I went to this, I can't remember what year it was, but it was a services marketing course. And the professor's like, what do you want to learn this year in services marketing? And I was like, I'd like to learn digital marketing strategies. And so he's like going through them all, reading them in front of the class. And he's like, all right, this person wants to learn this. He's like, Adam wants to learn digital marketing. He looks up, he's like, yeah, me too. And I was like, oh, I'm in the wrong place. This isn't going to go well. And sure enough, so I did the marketing degree thing back in the day. You don't need to. I'd probably recommend against it at this point. You can learn everything you need right here, right now. Health Stellar, do you have any ideas for cheap offline marketing for e-com coffee store? Word of mouth tips? It's funny. Offline marketing for e-com coffee store. I could give you some, but typically they're going to be the same for an offline marketing for an offline store, because you're kind of losing the benefits of being e-com in that, or you're losing the benefits of being local. So local business marketing is the easiest marketing to do because people like doing business with people, not businesses. So if you're able to put yourself out there, oh, hang on, we're drying out already. I got lozenges as a backup. We're going to be okay. If you're able to make a personal connection with someone, you're going to do better than somebody who's just putting out, say, an advertisement to a faceless company that they don't understand. So if you're going to do local in-person marketing, I'd rather have my product available to sell right there. Why would I want to drive them to my e-com store and put in another point of friction? I think the big takeaway here, hopefully that answered enough, but the big takeaway here is that a lot of businesses, marketers, entrepreneurs, they make things more complicated than they need to be, with the impression that that is how marketing is supposed to be. They hear about a funnel or about a new strategy or a new tactic or a new platform, and you may not need to use it. You may not want to use it. Like if you're local and you're in person, for example, when I wrap this thing up, we're going to the farmer's market up in Waimea, wherever it is, that way. We're heading to Waimea. there's nothing that I don't want to go to the farmer's market, try someone's coffee and be like, stuff's amazing, can I buy some? And then have them direct me to an online e-commerce store. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Bladen, would you recommend less marketing advertising spend during recession or more marketing advertising so you can outcome your competition? So obviously I'm biased as a marketer, but let's take off my marketing hat and we'll put on my business economics hat. It's not a very comfortable hat, but the economics hat. But here it is. During periods of recession, economic slowdown, whatever it is, my philosophy, my principle is always to spend more. Because when people are running away and fleeing the scene, I'm buying up market share for pennies on the dollar. I like to think of it much like investing in the stock market. It's like when everybody freaks out and sells, well, now's your chance to buy good companies at a really good price point, a really good deal, rather than freaking out. I forget the exact quote it was, but it's like, buy when there's blood on the streets, especially when the blood is yours. Who was that? Someone will let me know. It's a famous stock market investing quote. That's essentially it. So for me, provided your business is not like literally going down in flames during a recession, like if you were, say, a local restaurant, even then I'd probably still ramp up my marketing efforts. Who am I kidding? Yeah, always more. PPT, provided that more is better, right? Like make sure that you know your model market message, media machine, all the things we talk about in the cheat sheet. All right, I've watched videos for hours on end to start my own digital marketing agency with the goal of purchasing your course. Perfect. Get clients, get paid first if you've watched all the videos. Excuse me. You know a lot of stuff. So get paid first. All right, Mel, several weeks ago, you gave us a prompt to ask about social media as it relates to our businesses. Hoping that prompt is still valid. Oh, good question. I wonder if it'll jog my memory. I might need more specifics. Several weeks ago, you gave us a prompt to ask about social media as it relates to our businesses. I might need more context to remember what I was talking about. That said, when it comes to social media and business, yeah, we'll need specifics. I'm sure someone will ask something though that'll get it out there. FFL Consultants, it's all good. We are here for your training and advice. JB, good to see you, JB. Thank you very much. Mohammed, love from Bangladesh. Thanks, Mohammed. Good to see you. All right, let me see. We are a small business in the corporate aviation industry. Hey, Mel, check out that. Hang on one sec. Let me squint. Is that a Challenger? Looks like a Challenger. I used to fly corporate aviation. I'm not sure how many of you know that. I used to be a business jet pilot. So I flew Challenger 300, 604s, CJ3s for years before giving it up and doing marketing stuff. Weird transition, I know, but this should be exciting. Any tips and tricks on how a company in this space can best use social media with the current algorithm to their advantage? All right, so if you're a small business in the corporate aviation industry, so fun fact, corporate aviation industry, obviously a lot of money involved to rent, say, a corporate jet. I'm not sure what services you're providing, could be anything, but regardless. But you're dealing with a smaller group of people that could potentially buy from you. That said, it's still huge. And the money makes it worth it because there's lots of money involved. What I found is that my billionaire clients, my multi-millionaire clients, first of all, they all used social media. They all used Twitter. They were on Facebook. They often had like in different kind of profiles and things like that. But they were there a lot. Second of all, they would read like Robb Report and luxury magazines. They would look at magazines in the FBOs. So like anytime that we were stopped at the, I don't know what you call it, like airport for rich people, basically like the separate private airport, they would kind of quickly scan through things there. Like you want to put yourself where your target market is present and active. That's the big thing. And then you also have to figure out who the decision maker is for whatever it is you're selling. So for example, if you're selling catering services for corporate aviation, then you're obviously not appealing to the client of I shouldn't say obviously, but you're probably appealing more towards the flight attendant who's going to be doing the ordering and things like that. So hopefully that helps. Good morning. I'm liking this later start. Yeah, well, we're going to be a bit later for the next few weeks, at least while I'm here. Mostly just because I've kicked everybody's out of the house right now. So everybody is, we've got in-laws here as well. So everybody's over at grandma's place right now, wreaking havoc on theirs. as Dad does some of this. So yeah, we will see. I'll probably go back to earlier when we get back to Canada though. How long will it take to get 10 plus clients by posting in Facebook business groups, offering to build free landing pages, then offer GHL? How long will it take? It's less about time and it's more about volume. So I can't tell you an exact number, but whatever you're thinking, double or triple it and do a lot more. So if you're posting in groups and you're offering this service, which is good, and I like free, and that's all a great way to get started. It's less about time and it's more about like making sure that you're putting in enough reps and talking to enough people. So I don't know, let me give you a random number. Like say you need to make 30 posts to get one client. So 30 times 10, 300. So if you make 300 posts, then you can do that in a day. Don't do that, that's spamming. But like, or you can do that in a year and that should help. But most people don't do enough stuff, especially when you're first getting started and your message isn't totally dialed in. You can write it all down. I'm also trying to, the recording should be available after. Damien, good morning from South Orange County, California. Good morning, Damien. Good to see you. Ludwig, hey, really liked your last video about journaling. Maybe you told this in the video, but what's your go-to journaling habits at the moment? Yeah, good question. So yeah, it's funny about that video because it doesn't have to do with marketing per se, even though it's amazing the amount of marketing insights I get from journaling. The video is a little bit of a slow starter, so it might kick off later. But if you haven't watched it yet, if you want to do me a favor and go check it out, watch it through, hit the like button, leave a comment, all of the things will help to boost the algorithm a bit. My go-to journaling method at the moment is very much what's detailed in that video, for sure. But like I said in the video, is I pick and choose different sections depending on what I'm working on or what I'm thinking through. So right now, while I'm on quote unquote vacation, workation, I don't know, it's hard to think of this as vacation because we're just basically working from a different part of the country, different part of the world. But my brain clears up because I'm out of my usual YouTube set and I'm out of my usual office and I'm out of my usual routine. It starts opening up all kinds of different ideas. So I write them down. For example, one of the ideas that I was desperately trying to make work was like, there's this, I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with it. It's called shave ice. It's basically like a snow cone, but a million times better. Really popular here in Hawaii. Amazing, delicious, sugar-filled garbage, but like super tasty. And I was like, what is a video I could make about it? And I was writing about it and I was thinking about it. And then I was like, okay, well, hang on. That led me to coffee because shave ice was just too niche. And I was like, no one's going to watch this. So I started thinking about coffee and then Kona coffee and peaberry coffee. And like, why is it so expensive and so exotic? And then I came to the conclusion that I probably don't have anything original or new to say on that either. So I scrapped it all. Journaling led me to that conclusion. It basically stopped me from doing something that probably wasn't going to be a good use of my time and money and energy. And now freed up space for other things. So that's just one small example as I'm like writing all this out. So journaling isn't always like, dear diary, today was a good day. I saw the sunrise. Sometimes it's like video ideas, this and that. What do I have to do? What else is going on? What's on my to-do list? What are ideas that I have? Where do I want to take this in the next few years, et cetera, et cetera. So it goes everywhere. And then also gratitude. I always try to include an element of gratitude. Powerful stuff. Really powerful. In fact, if you do nothing else with journaling, but write down like a few things you're grateful for every day, this sounds very hyperbolic, but like your life will change in ways you cannot even imagine. I promise you. Try this for like 30 days. Write down 3 things every day that you're grateful for. Think about them, feel them. Power. Health. What are common mistakes for startups in marketing that should be avoided? Oh, good question. Tons. Okay, let's rattle off a few. Hiring a marketing agency too soon. Terrible mistake. They're going to get you page likes and views and things like that. Nothing matters. They're just going to build a page that has a product that may or may not sell. So don't do that. Get crystal clear first on your strategy, your goals, everything that you want to do. Then you can hire an agency to sort of add gas to the fire. Next mistake, trying to do all of the things. I talked about this before, but your target market isn't present and active on every channel platform. So pick 1 or 2 that you think you're going to have the best results with. Start there, and then you can go from there. Another mistake with startups, I think getting, what's a nice way to put this? Like getting high on your own supply or believing that, like believing your own hype. So what often ends up happening is that we get a business idea. We start thinking about it. We get really excited. We're like, this is such a good idea. Everyone is going to love this. And then we put it out there and nobody loves it. And it's not because the idea itself is bad. We just haven't clearly communicated why other people will care. We're looking at it through our own frame of reference. So you really have to try to be empathetic to the people that you're serving and figure out, is this really that good? Am I really communicating the true value that it's providing? That's the big one. That's the big one. FFL, just starting with Aweber. Any advice? Is it a valued platform in your opinion for email campaigns? JB. Okay. Yeah, Aweber. It's fine. It's not my personal favorite by any means. I used Aweber for years before switching to Drip, and then I switched from Drip to ConvertKit. I'm on ConvertKit now. If you go to, I'm going to have to say this out loud because I'm not sure how to type it. Oh, can I type this? Hang on one sec. Maybe I can. arh.co/ConvertKit. I think this gives you a trial. We'll have to check it out. That's what I use right now. I would like to use High Level. High Level is my favorite software. highlevelguide.com here. I'll put that on there too. This is my favorite software for most things except email. I love them. I think they're amazing. I talk to them all the time. We're trying to find ways to make their email service better. But right now, all of my, like every email that I send is done through that previous ConvertKit link. Oh, look at me stacking stuff on the tiny MacBook screen as it's shaking because I forgot my laptop stand. So I'm building on Lego boxes. Nothing but professionalism here, the modern marketing industry. Okay. Let's see. Flip Kick. I started reading the book you suggested for sales. It's an amazing book. Thank you. It's really helping me. Awesome. I can't remember what book I recommended. Probably Zig Ziglar's Secrets to Closing the Sale. Let me know if that is right, because that's one of my favorite sales books of all time. Mostly because when I think of sales, I try to approach it from the most ethical, authentic, value-driven way possible. And Ziglar is just one of those legendary human beings. Just those people that are good to their core. I didn't know him personally, so I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he had a dark side, but I strongly doubt it. It's one of those things where you preach somebody about how good they are and then some horrible thing comes out and they all get canceled later. Any tips for organic traffic for Facebook? Yes, use your personal profile, switch it to professional mode if that is available, and post reels. Carlo, good morning. Hey, Carlo, good to see you, buddy. Love your work and appreciate your effort. No question today. Well, hey, my man, I appreciate you just signing in and saying hi. It's good to see your face there. Jesse, do you have any preference suggestions on the best website builder for solopreneur to use when first starting out? Oh, yes, I do. I've got a video called How to Get a Website for Free or something like that. It's HubSpot's website builder. Basically, just look up Adam Earhart, free website builder, business website free, something like that. It's how to get a website and hosting for free. And it will show you that. Not only is the website free, the hosting is free, which mind blown. How can they do that in today's day and age? Free this, free that. It's amazing. So yeah, check that out. What is the most innovative thing you've done for marketing purposes if you can share with us? Oh, of course, I could probably share with you. I may not be able to give the name of the company. See, one of the things that happens, hang on, coffee sip. I just realized I should brand the bottom of the cup. We're giving free advertising to Threshold today. I don't even know what this is. Random coffee cups I find in the cupboard. Yeah, so one of the things about doing marketing with companies like Google and Facebook and Adobe and Snapchat and the big names that I've got to do some marketing with is that I often have to sign this gnarly NDA, which stands for non-disclosure agreement. So essentially, I'm not allowed to talk about too much stuff of what goes on about compensation or results or whatever for obvious legal reasons. In fact, it's one of the things that makes working with bigger companies a bit of a challenge. And often not my favorite thing to do. I prefer smaller companies and campaigns because we often have less red tape and bureaucracy to go through. That said, I can often share the strategies and the ideas. I just can't allocate to who they're for. So let me tell you one of my secret weapons. One of the things that I've done that I've had probably the best results with This is going to be for B2B businesses or businesses that sell higher ticket, higher cost items. Pay attention. If this is you, try this. What I do, when I get a new client, or when I have a client that gets a new client in the B2B business to business space, and they're selling something for thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, whatever it is, I will send, hang on one sec, cough. This is gonna be like the perfect open loop. How's that for a cliffhanger as the internet goes out? I will send brownies in the mail. There are a number of different companies that deliver mail order brownies to companies. They allow you to write what looks like a handwritten card. They will send this collection of brownies to the mail to the client. They will say, thank you for your business. We appreciate you, da-da-da-da-da. Here's the kicker. This is gonna be super weird, but like I've tried cookies, I've tried those like fruit basket things, I've tried flowers, I've tried books actually work pretty well as well. We'll talk about that in a second. But like brownies work the best by far. And it'll cost about, say, $100, and you buy a big old box of brownies. They do it all for you. I forget, like just literally Google mail order brownies. And the reviews and the rants and how happy people are when they get these will blow your mind. No one does this. Send brownies in the mail. The other thing that I'll do occasionally is, and I forget who I learned the second strategy from, but it's a good one, is I'll take a business book that's really good and I'll highlight the sections that I think are important. I'll put sticky notes in them and I'll mail that book. And I'll be like, hey, I was just reading this and I thought of you. And I'll send that up with people. Immaculate Heart, glasses, very observant. Ludwig, for running a successful Facebook campaign, do you need Google Tag Manager to track properly? Or is Pixel enough? Interesting question. So basically, Google Tag Manager is just a way of managing your pixel. So you're not going to get any more accurate results by using it. It's just basically an easier way to put it in and then have everything set up. That said, if you're really after accurate analytics, depending on how much money you're spending, if you're spending, I don't know, $1,000 a day or more, look into software like Hyros, Hyros. It's Alex Becker's stuff. Very good. If you're spending less than $1,000 a day, yeah, you're probably okay with just like the Facebook pixel. I like doing in-app targeting though, rather than taking people off. It just makes conversion campaigns easier. Dr. Andrea, good morning. Nice to see you. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Dr. Andrea. I hope so too. I feel okay. I'm just, you got that cough that just like won't go away. Otherwise, I feel awesome. Produced by Miles. When creating a lead magnet for collecting emails, is there such a thing as giving away too much? I'm giving away an ebook. Should I give away the whole book or just chapters or an overview? Okay, awesome. Miles, great question. So first, tough love, then useful advice. Tough love first. An ebook, in my biased but accurate opinion, is probably one of the worst lead magnets you can give away. And the reason is because nobody really wants an ebook and nobody really reads an ebook when they download it. This just marketing stuff. So yes, you're giving away too much, but not from the sense that you're over delivering value, in the sense that you're overwhelming people with the amount of content. So I could rant on and on why this is a bad idea. We can talk about it later if you want to. Just right now, take my advice. Bad idea. Summary, short form, something else, much better. There's a reason that I use the one-page marketing cheat sheet. I'm gonna see if I can type this in. Take a look at this one. Free marketing. If this doesn't work, let me know. You can also go to adamerhart.com/cheat sheet. It's very simple. It's very short. It's very helpful. Because what it allows people to do is within about 5 minutes, they get a clear understanding of the framework that they should be using when it comes to creating a marketing strategy. It's not overwhelming. They can consume it very quickly. But like that's what we want to give away. Rather than if I were to give someone a 30,000 word book on marketing, I just overwhelm them. Like, first of all, they're never going to read it. Second of all, if they read it, they'd be like, I don't even know where to start, man. Like that was everything at once. Okay, Mickey. Hey, Adam. Hey, Mickey. Good to see you. Black Girls Consult 2. Good to see you, my friend. I'm glad you could make it back. Good morning. So glad you are beginning to feel better. Thank you very much. I did want to hear your thoughts on the typical percent conversion on a Facebook ads campaign. How many people do we need to reach? Oh, excellent question. Excellent question. I'm running low on coffee. We're gonna survive though. Okay, so here's what we got to do. Typical conversion is dependent on the objective that we're using. So are we using straight up conversions where we're trying to get someone off the site to a landing page in order to put in their email address? Are we using in-app conversions, something like an instant form? Are we just going for video views and we're retargeting people? So many different variables here. So what I like to do is map out the whole funnel, right from sale all the way through to the beginning where I'm looking at CPM, cost per mil. Like what's my CPM? Am I spending 20 bucks? Cost per mil? Okay, that's fine. 10 bucks? Cool. 50? It's getting a little pricey. So I'm looking at that. Then I'm looking at what's my click-through rate and my link click-through rate. So my click-through rate, I probably want at 3%, like ideally higher, but if it's starting to get lower than 3%, something's gone a bit messy. Link click-through rate, I want it about half that, so 1.5%. This way I know that people are clicking read more. 50% of those people are interested enough to click through to my link, then they go to my page. Now, when they get to my page, let's assume we're talking about a standard landing page, I'm looking for a conversion rate of 20% at the low end, 30% is really nice, 50% and I've got myself a winner, and I might even be able to find ways to like make it more challenging or make sure that I'm getting higher quality leads. So there's all of these different variables that we want to look at, but the big thing for me is what is my cost per lead or my cost per sale at the end of the day? Is my campaign ROI positive? Because if so, I almost don't even care about any of those previous numbers. I really don't. Like if I'm selling something for easy math here, selling something for $100 and it's costing me $30 to make a sale, so I'm basically 3Xing my stuff. I don't care if it's 30 bucks a lead. And like no one's converting because I'm still ROI positive. So those numbers are helpful, but we still need to make sure that we're looking at the overall picture. Ziggy, why Facebook is restricting ads account? Do I have any idea about it? Nope, no idea. Could be anything. Honestly, Facebook restricts ad accounts all the time. You might have ticked off the wrong people. You might have said something that you shouldn't have said. You might have violated the terms of service in some way, shape, or form, or you might have done none of those things. And Facebook's just decided to crack it down on you for no reason. So yeah, put in an appeal and fingers crossed. Mel, can you tell us about the early stages of your marketing career and the steps you took to get where you are today? Yes, I can. I will tell you the story in a 2-minute quick overview. So let's go back in time. So I was a corporate pilot, used to fly business jets. I worked with amazing people, amazing clients, amazing job. It was just like the greatest job in the world, except that I'm kind of somebody that likes being around home a lot. And so I was originally going to do this job for like 2 years. I ended up doing it for 7 and was always gone. So I flew all over the world and I was just like, I got to go home and that's it. And I've got to stop. So I stopped flying like literally cold turkey. I haven't flown a plane since. Flew home, talked to my chief pilot, talked to everyone. I was like, I got to get out of here. And they're like, we know you got to get out of here. So flew home. That was it. Never went back. Once at home, I was like, all right, now what am I going to do? I always wanted to have my own business. My wife was like, hey, you should do marketing. I was like, what's marketing? She gave me a basic understanding of it. And I was like, all right, sounds like something I might be able to do. So I started learning about marketing. First, I was like, all right, well, I should probably build websites because this was over a decade ago now and people needed websites. So I built websites. Then I realized that, okay, nobody can find the website. So I started to learn SEO. And then once I got a taste of that sweet, sweet free traffic, I was like, hey, I wonder if I could get more traffic if I do social media. So I did social media. And then once I started doing social media, that's when they started introducing a whole lot more of the ads platforms, Facebook ads, things like that. And I was like, ooh, I bet you I can get even more. So I started learning Facebook ads. And at this time, it's not pretty, but I was working 7 days a week, 14 hours a day, 16 hours a day. And I did that for about a couple of years, like really solidly overworked myself to the bone, but I was also super interested. Anyway, Facebook ads is kind of what exploded my career. I ended up making connections with a lot of the big names in the industry. I got really good at it, made a lot of people a whole lot of money, which allowed them to share my name around. And then from there, led to blogging and podcasting. And then I started video and then grew this agency and that agency and everything just sort of snowballed from there. But I promise you, it was from very humble beginnings. Very humble beginnings, having no idea what marketing even was, to eating, breathing, living, sleeping it for more than a decade now, and proof positive that if I can do it, you can do it too. Rare Contents. Hey, I am Samarth. Good to see you, Samarth from India. I'm moving to US to pursue MBA in marketing. Do you feel it is the right decision? Well, my friend, hang on. I don't, Samarth, we've just met, my friend. Whoa, hang on. There we go. So, I don't know you personally yet. One day we'll get to know each other. But right now, I don't know what your situation is, what your goals are, what anything is. So it's hard for me to be like, yes, Samarth, this is the right decision for you. That said, do I think moving to the US is a good idea? Probably. A lot of opportunities there. Very, very good place. Very capitalist friendly. So yes, that's probably a good idea. If doing an MBA is your ticket into the country, then cool. Do I feel an MBA is mandatory or even useful? Less so. But if it's your ticket into a very capitalistic country where there's a ton of opportunity, that might just be the thing you need. So yeah, can you do it from home? For sure. But there's also something to be said about being in an environment surrounded by other people driving towards the same thing. So I almost went and got an MBA. I really got close because I was like, man, maybe this will help me. Then I started looking at the MBA curriculum and I was like, I'm not sure that's going to help that much. So hopefully that helps. Dave, get the 16-inch for sure and at least 32 gig RAM. I made the same mistake. 14, 16 gig RAM was a fail. Yeah, so the good news is the puppy I've got right now, the MacBook Pro, I've got whatever the max RAM I can get on this thing is because I do a decent amount of video editing on it. But the 14-inch screen, I thought it'd be fine. Terrible. So yeah, now I got to go get another one. And now I'm past the point of returning it. So my kids are about to inherit a beautifully specced out 14-inch MacBook Pro, of which they're going to, I don't know, whatever kids play these days. Angry Birds, they're big on. Sharon, how to know about social media platform algorithm. Ooh. So there's an expression that I like, Mr. Beast, Jimmy himself says, which is, I want you to replace the word algorithm with audience. So the algorithm goes where the audience goes. Meaning, if you can find the content that your audience wants to see, that's what the algorithm will show. Now, there's certain things that the algorithm will weigh in more heavily. Like for most parts right now, short form vertical video is still the winner for most algorithms. When it comes to TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, those are typically your winners. When it comes to YouTube, funny story. The reason I suggest people do YouTube Shorts is because it's a nice, easy way to get into making video without having to go crazy and like looking at things and being like, this is overwhelming. For example, if I had to give you one suggestion, it would be to learn how to do long form YouTube videos. But it would also be not to look at my long form YouTube videos and be like, I'm going to make them like that. Because this took me, like there's people that are way better at this than I am at editing and making things all pretty and things. They can do it quicker. But it took me years to get to that level. And it's just like, start where you are, make what you can. But like long form video is probably going to give you the best bang for your buck when it comes to social. Hang on one sec. Cough break. Whew, we're surviving, but I can feel my voice start to go. No one plans to fail. David, is this you? No one plans to fail. I get it now. From the armpit of the South Miami. Oh, David, I'm sure that's you. My armpit South man. Karma, Adam, I'm planning on launching my online sneaker store this next something. It's high ticket, around $320 on average. How do you suggest I start out with the Facebook ads to bring the best results? All right. So for anybody watching, first of all, high ticket, subjective term. So when we talk about high ticket, we typically talk about in thousands of dollars. That said, if we're talking about sneakers where the average price is, I don't know, $100, then yes, this would be considered a higher price point for it. How do I suggest starting out? Well, with Facebook ads, oh, hang on one sec. All right. Ooh, we got like 15 minutes. I'll survive. We'll hang in there. With Facebook ads, regardless, first of all, I would suggest that you sell something at that price point anyway if you're going to be running advertising to it. So perfect. The second thing is I would have an ad that shows the sneaker, go direct to the page that shows the sneaker with some kind of incentive to buy the sneaker. Ideally, it's going to use a scarcity more so than maybe urgency, but scarcity. So limited supply, premium edition, et cetera, et cetera. And then you're going to want to make sure that you're targeting people who are interested in that kind of thing. So obviously you're going to know this market better than I do, but find out essentially you're targeting first then just a very simple ad. This is the sneaker. It's limited edition. Here's the thing, et cetera, and track your numbers like a hawk. Track your numbers. Make sure that you are breaking even at least in the early days of it. That's your goal. Also, in the early days is break even. It's not massive profits. It's like, can I get a campaign that at least doesn't lose me money? Because then you can tweak it. Damien, would you provide feedback on ad copy in these sessions or outside of the sessions? So outside of the sessions, no, just because I don't do client work anymore. In the sessions, possibly. We've talked about it before. I'm just trying to find the best way to do this because it's tricky for me to pull up like an ad copy, but possibly. I like that idea. I think it'd be valuable to people. Actually, I might even do it on the second channel, which is coming sometime soon. That's probably a better plan. No one plans to fail. This week's video on journaling was excellent. What is the strategy with that video? Will there be a pivot in audience, or is that considered within the same niche of people you target now? Ooh, that's a very astute question. Very insightful. Hang on. So, full story behind that video. I've been toying around with the idea of a second channel for a while. But the amount of effort and time and money that goes into a video is like, it's just so astronomically huge at this point that it didn't make sense to make the same quality and caliber of video, but just on different topics on another channel. It would just split my focus too much. So that video was originally recorded for a second channel that now will not exist. The second channel will exist, but it's going to be in a more casual form, and it's still going to be around business marketing, personal development stuff. So I decided to put that video on this channel anyway. There's not a switch in audience per se, but what it is like the main channel is going to stay focused on business and marketing. But every once in a while, there's something that I feel that's just really, really important to talk about. And I've got to just suck it up and put it on the channel anyway. Now, every time I launch a video on the channel, YouTube tells me, like, based on analytics, this video was good, this video was bad. And it has nothing to do with the quality of the video. It has to do with how well the video matched the expectations of the audience. The journaling video, despite my biased personal opinion that it is one of the most valuable videos that I've made, YouTube is like, don't do that again. Nobody wants to watch journaling stuff. Make more marketing stuff. But I feel it's important still. So once in a while, I'm going to do that kind of thing. So yeah, good question. Ralph Clark, hi from the state most people forget. Northwest Arkansas. How would you market? That's good stuff. And yes, everyone forgets Arkansas. Poor Arkansas. How would you market awareness for a brand new barbecue site wanting to teach backyard barbecuing tips, tricks, and recipes? How would I do it? I would, I'm going to give you the short answer. I would make a YouTube channel on that. I would go to, check out my buddy's channel. His name is Jabin, and he's got a barbecue channel on YouTube called Postal Barbecue. Jabin, fun fact, Jabin's the one that got me into doing YouTube back in the day. So he was the one that helped me record my first couple videos. He helped me edit them. He basically did everything for them. Not the bad ones. I did the bad ones myself, like the first videos. But then I was like, dude, I'm really bad at this. And he's like, yeah, you really are. So let me help you. He didn't say it. He's too kind to say that way. But he helped make the first good videos. So yes, check out his stuff. Make your own version of what he's doing. And maybe say hi to Jabin because he might have a couple tips there. Immaculate Heart, is it beneficial as a digital marketer to attend a conference like AdWorld 2023? The answer is yes, but maybe not for reasons that you think. So when I first started marketing, I did go to marketing conferences more. And it was helpful, but for different reasons. It was helpful because it changed the way that I thought about marketing. And it also opened up my eyes to how big things could get and to all of the opportunities available. It was less helpful from the content that I was getting from the speakers on stage because a lot of that is just available free from your living room. But there's also something very powerful about committing time and money and energy to going to do something in your niche and industry and market. So yeah, I think it's helpful. How helpful is going to depend on you. I also think that it's going to depend on your ability to network and to like make friends and connections and talk to people there. Like if you're going there to talk to people and to learn things, super cool. Like now when I go there, the big thing that I do is hang out with friends. really. So it's sort of like a glorified get together. All right. So yes, Corporal Diesel, a question inspired by your last live. Hang on one sec. Whew, there we go. What are some common ethics, etiquette mistakes people inadvertently make when marketing? Ooh, good question. What are some common ethics or etiquette mistakes people inadvertently make when marketing? I think there's two camps, right? Like when it comes to marketing, there's the all value all the time camp, which is what I was in the early days, where it's like all you do is provide value. You teach, you help, you answer every question, you do everything you can. Then you have the other side, which is the all sales all the time, buy my stuff, do it now, very like 1980s salesman, sleazy style camp. People typically fall into one of those two camps. Normally the all value, all the time camp. And then they wonder, they're like, why isn't my business growing? And it's normally because it was like, when's the last time you asked somebody to buy something or like showed them they could buy something? And they're like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I'm sleazy or salesy. But then your business size. On the other side, you have the like push, buy my stuff all the time. And then nobody likes that because that's douchey. So that's probably the big one is like, if you find yourself in one of those two camps, you've got to find a way to get to the beginning. As far as like etiquette mistakes, the big thing is really knowing who your target market is. Because by knowing who your target market is, it's going to show you where that line is that you don't want to cross. So for example, if I'm creating an advertising campaign targeting 20-year-old men, my line of what I'm able to say and how hard I'm able to push and the language that I use, whether I use profanity or not, whether I use memes or not, whether I'm offensive or polarizing or not, very different than if I'm targeting 50-year-old women. Very different if I'm targeting people that are leaning left or right politically versus religious affiliations, things like that. Like all of these decide what you can or cannot do. For example, you may or may not know, you probably know, that in my videos, I never swear. I never swear in my videos, ever. I might say hell, like maybe, but I'll probably cut it out. And the reason is because, well, first of all, there's ad reasons. So I like to make sure that the content is advertising friendly, as it's a large chunk of the revenue right now. But it also has to do with, I can find other ways of being like family friendly and around. And I want to make sure that the videos are able to be listened to all the time by anyone, everywhere. Now, in my personal life, I occasionally curse. I'll stub my toe and say a few choice words that my kids remind me are not appropriate words to be using. But again, it has to do with the target market. So everything is going to go around that. It really comes down to understanding who you're serving and then being comfortable pushing whatever line you want and also knowing who you are and what you're comfortable saying and not. All right, Raphael. Hey, Adam, what do you think about the map of value of Alex Oster-Walter? Don't know it, so can't comment, but I will check it out. Wood Joseph from Orlando, Florida. Hey, Wood, good to see you here. Kevin is in Lakeland. I'm not sure. I've got to Google where you're at, Kevin. That'd be awesome. Let's see. What is the name of website? That's the problem with these texts. I'm not sure what's the reference. They come in too late. Your fan is making background noise. That actually might be the air conditioning more than the fan, but I appreciate that. Advanced Ideas, love your YouTube training videos. Actually, yeah, and on the fan note, I have a super fancy mic that I didn't plug in. It was a bit of a scramble this morning because I was upstairs in one of my kids' rooms propping everything up, and then all of a sudden they were like, hey, we're going to go visit Grandma over there. And I was like, well, I'll come downstairs, and I don't have to be hiding in a bedroom somewhere. So, but the mic, I got nothing. At least I got my coffee. News, thanks for the knowledge. Thanks for being here, my friend. Hello, what's up? What's up? How can I practice the marketing knowledge that I have learned? Make stuff. That's it. Best way to practice. So create social media profiles, create content on those social media profiles, check what works, try to get reach, engagement, see what people resonate with, what they don't. Marketing is just communication. Fancy communication that you make a lot more money for. That's all. I'm Sajim. Hello, sir. Your content very useful. For me, perfect. Glad to hear it. Thank you, my friend. Hello, hi. By the way, you look good today. Well, I thank you very much. I look better than I feel then because I'm hanging in there. Mitchell, Bobby, what is the most powerful marketing strategy? I get it's relative. Oh, you are right. But what is the strategy that works for you every single time? Okay. It reminds me of that quote from Anchorman where it's like, I forget the exact one. It's like 50% of the time, it works every time. I was like, that doesn't make sense. So what is the thing that works every time? Let me think for 1 second. So the thing that works every time is when I'm thoughtful and strategic about the master plan. So when I'm really thoughtful about like the model, the market, the message, the media, the machine, all of the steps that go through it, that's when things work and they rarely go awry. Because I know that I'm doing the right things in the right place for the right people at the right time in the right way. I'm saying like all of that stuff. Everything's in alignment. So I don't want to say it's impossible to fail, but like things work. So that's step one. I think from there, if I had to pick the ultimate marketing strategy today, it is definitely around video content. Yes, you can do a lot of good stuff with podcasts, with blogging, with text-based social media posts. But the power that you get from learning video, learning how to communicate on video, learning how to do some basic edits on video, like it just opens up doors that are previously unopened. First of all, you can take your video content, you can transcribe it, and now you have text for all of your other platforms. You can take the audio, and now you have a podcast. You can splice and dice it and use it as reels and shorts and TikToks and things like that. Like you just got so much power. So if I had to recommend a couple things for people to learn. First of all, I'd learn the basics of marketing. So I've got a ton of videos on the channel. I'm gonna even have them in like new here, watch this playlist or digital marketing basics, things like that. But it'll talk about the boring stuff, segmentation, positioning, differentiation, targeting, all of those crucial things. Then I would learn video so I could apply all of the concepts through a form of media that people actively want more of. Perfect. Mancito, your rap song was lit. Had to tell you this. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I like doing those. I think they're fun. Mostly because they're just so goofy. They're just fun. So again, talk about authenticity. Like if you're able to laugh at yourself and do fun things, I don't know, it makes life easier. The Stifler, and this, your Academy, a one-time payment because it's much cheaper than others. Yes, it is much less expensive than others. And yes, it is a one-time payment. That's essentially my attempt at making marketing and education available to all, democratizing education. It's changed my life, honest to God. Like marketing has had learning marketing and spending the time to master it and to learn everything I can has just been profoundly impactful in ways that I could never have imagined. Obviously, it's been financially lucrative beyond anything I could have earned, I think, in pretty much any other industry. But it's also just incredibly powerful. Like you have the skill set now to communicate things, to share messages, to like literally change the world, impact thousands of lives. It's cool stuff. All right, Medic Dwar. Hi, Adam. As I mentioned your earlier lives about my new off-grid cabins. Yes, I remember that I just set up near Mumbai. I'm struggling with pricing. How do I decide if it's too high or too low? Ooh, that's a good question. All right, coffee's done. We're switching to water. I got a couple minutes left and then I got to run, collect my kids. So let's answer this one and hopefully I can find one more that'll help the most people possible. Also, if you've not hit the like button yet, let's make sure to slam that one there and we'll help my ragged voice reach more people. So pricing is an interesting question because this one is very subjective to the market and to competitors and offers around it. Also, pricing is, a lot of it is dependent on the value that you're able to communicate. So first of all, I would take a look at competitors around the area. Like for example, let's use easy math here, but like they're all $100. This one's 90, this one's 110, this one's 80, this one's 120. It's like, say we're all hovering around that price point. If I'm going to charge 500, there's got to be something that is just mind-blowingly better than everything else. Or if I'm going to charge 10, it better be because it's like a tent in the ground or something, like it's whatever it is. So typically we are going to be around other competitors' price points, at least to get started with. I'd rather you start there and raise them up as demand exceeds supply. The other option you have, though, is you can't just come out swinging and make them super high. The problem, though, is if you come out as like, if everyone's at $100 and you come out at $500 and you don't sell any, then you have to start discounting, and discounting cheapens your brand and makes it harder later. So I'd rather you start low with like introductory pricing, special launch, this thing, and then price it relatively competitively, fill it up, get reviews, testimonials, 5-star ratings, then raise the price from there. Okay, let me see. Can I find one more to hit that I think is going to help the most people? I like, Warren Buffett is the quote. Buy when there's blood in the streets, especially when the blood is yours. I think so. Okay. That's awesome. Okay, so funny comments in there too. Okay, so I think this is a good one. Advanced ideas. I would like to teach people personal development, but teaching online marketing, affiliate marketing would make way more income. What can I do to make the same money teaching personal development? Well, I think you've answered your own question in that you can't, right? Like we've established that online and affiliate marketing is simply going to make more money. All things equal. There's this expression in Latin. It says ceteris paribus. Very fancy today. Ceteris paribus means, now I'm going to butcher the quote, but it's like everything else equal, all other things equal. Basically meaning if you take personal development, you take online marketing, and you put them side by side, this one makes more money, full stop. Now, are there ways to make personal development make more money? For sure. Tony Robbins, there you go, like the guru of personal development space. He makes a lot of money doing personal development stuff, but even Tony himself has said on record that the biggest switch that he had in his business when he started making way more money was when he started teaching personal development stuff, and he started teaching more towards business owners. That's because if you help people make money, you make more money back. So you got to decide which one you're more passionate about, because the other thing is like if you could really just not care that much about online marketing, affiliate marketing, you're not going to make much money at it anyway because you just don't care. And there's other people like me who just love this stuff. Like we'll eat your lunch because we're going to do it because we love it. I mean, for example, time-wise, like this time spent here, dollar for dollar, if we were looking at my time and how much my time is worth and how much money I make for doing these free sessions, like it makes zero financial sense. Zero. Negative financial sense. But my heart, I love it. I think it's amazing. I love helping. I love answering questions. I love the feedback and the getting to have these conversations. So from an emotional point of view, I would do this all day, every day. I've got family commitments and business commitments that stop me from hanging out here all day, but like you get what I'm saying. So you've got to make that decision. Follow where you think you're going to be the most passionate and driven, because that's where you're going to succeed most. The other thing is you can incorporate elements of personal development in marketing, but it is a lot trickier to do. So, good question. Let me see if I can do another one. I got a few more minutes. No one is knocking at the door yet. They might be watching this live though. They often do that. Mel, we did know you used to be a corporate pilot. Very good. Always wondered what you flew. We're looking at acquiring a couple Challenger 300s and 604s now. Super cool. Yeah, amazing planes. I love those things. The Challenger 300 was probably my favorite to fly. The 604 is cool, but like the 300 was amazing because it flew like a CJ3. Like it was just so easy to fly. Oh, it's fun. It's funny, I don't miss flying at all, like legitimately, but I kind of miss landing sometimes when the weather was like really hairy and sideways and we had crosswinds and you have to like really battle the plane down. Okay, let me see. One more, and we're going to wrap it for this week. I have a business that builds website for free. How do I get customers? You just tell people that you're building free websites. Honestly, I don't think you need to overmarket that one. You just need to tell people about it. What ooze do I think LinkedIn is a little overrated, leans towards companies? Yeah, LinkedIn's not my favorite, but if your people are there, you can create content on it and you could be okay. FFL Consultants answered this one already. It is not my favorite. Aweber, I prefer ConvertKit. There's the link. So instead of answering one question in depth, I'm just answering a million rapid fire. Let's see. Do I know books about business models? I know many books about business models. Check out Value Proposition Design by a Strategizer. That's a good one. Oh, here we go. Charlotte, this is a good one. I'm not going to answer this one completely because it's an economics question, but like, can you answer the difference between inelasticity and elasticity of demand and how to define them? So yes, I'm going to answer this poorly and then I'm going to make you go Google it, because essentially price elasticity is an economics concept that I think has very little to do with marketing. Once you have the basic concept. And essentially what elasticity and inelasticity means is that how flexible a price is based on supply and demand. So sometimes things change a lot in price depending on availability. So like coffee is something that's not going to change a lot in price. It's like because there's so many other things available to them. Whereas like say access to me personally is going to be very dependent on availability and demand and things like that. I don't think it's an incredibly important marketing concept though. Supply and demand, yes, which has to do with elasticity, but fascinating. Corporal Diesel, you grew up on Iwa Beach. Very cool. I like that place. Talk about shave ice got me nostalgic and mouthwatering. Yeah, you know it, brother. It's a good treat. There's Big Island Shave Ice right down the road. We're gonna go to later. Okay. Journaling app, paper. I use paper. What do I think of Social Pilot versus Agora Pulse? They're all fine, honestly. Try them and see which one you like better for your own personal needs. It's like when it comes to software, it's really tough to make a recommendation because they're all messy. By the way, your Instagram account has been hacked. It is not actually hacked. It is a fake account. So glad that you took a screenshot though and reported it. Please keep doing that. One of the problems of creating so much content is that there's a lot of fake Adam Earhart accounts. Tons now. They're using fake Facebook accounts, fake Instagram accounts. If it's not coming from like adamearhart.com or my YouTube channel with like the verified thing, it ain't me. I never talk about crypto and I'm never going to get you to send me stuff like all of that stuff. I'd like to say use common sense, but they're getting very good at pretending to be me. I also just won't randomly send you messages. So if that happens, probably ain't me. Okay. Now I'm serious. I keep like fake, fun story. You ever like say goodbye to someone and you're walking out of a store and you're like, all right, I'll see you later. And then you both realize you're walking in the same direction. It's this awkward conversation of, all right, so here we are still. I feel like that's what this live is turning into. Let's do one more. Write down. Thinking through things strategically, ROI, short-term, long-term. How to utilize scientific method. That one might be. My message got skipped. Do you know why? Could be a million reasons. Because I probably just missed it. There's lots. Go watch YouTube, bro. Any tips from SMMA? Do. Let me see. When it comes to providing marketing reports to clients, key information. Yes, it is secrets to closing the sale. Okay, perfect for the sales book. All right, let's do this one, Jerry, because I think it'll help people. When it comes to providing marketing reports to clients or business owners, what key information have you found to be the most useful for them and what should they need to know? All right. The reason I like this question is because it's going to be useful for both reports to business owners as well as to you doing your own marketing, anybody watching. What information do people need to know? When it comes to providing reports to business owners, they need to see that you're doing the work. That's really it. So it's like, here's the work that I'm doing. Here's the efforts that I'm putting in. Here's the content I'm creating. Here's the campaigns, et cetera, et cetera. You need to show that you're actually doing something because a lot of people don't believe that you're doing anything as marketing. It looks very mythical and magical. And like, are you actually doing anything? Now, when it comes to results, the better that you're able to tie your efforts to ROI, return on investment, the better that you're going to do. Full stop. So if you're able to show, I ran this ad, I made this sale. I created this campaign, this many customers were generated. I created this piece of content, we generated 15 leads. The better you're able to do that, the better all of your marketing will do. I call it being accountable to your marketing, meaning marketing needs to provide a return on investment. It needs to provide a result. You need to make sure that you're not just marketing for the sake of marketing, but it's actually delivering something. Now, when it comes to the specifics around what all of that is going to show, my recommendation, I'm going to rattle this off rapid fire, so feel free. I've got a million videos on this as well, but I like looking at things like CPM, cost per mil. How much is it costing me to reach 1,000 people? I like looking at things like CPC, cost per click, CTR, click-through rate, CPLC, cost per link click, LCTR, link click-through rate. I look at things like Did I say this already? CPL, cost per lead, or CPA, cost per acquisition. All of these are just steps in a marketing funnel that lead me to the inevitable conclusion of making a sale. I'll look at conversion rates on my landing pages, on my emails. If I'm running email marketing, I'll be looking at my deliverability. I'll be looking at my open rates, my click-through rates. All of these are going to be subjective depending on the campaign you're running, but all of them, like I talked about earlier, are almost irrelevant provided that we're tracking what our end result is. So in other words, am I putting in $1 and getting $2 back out? If so, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Good example of this is in the early days of making YouTube videos, I made $0 from it, $0. But then somebody told me, hey, I watched your YouTube video and then I hired your agency. And even though it wasn't a direct correlation, I couldn't track it through a digital metric, I made a mental note and I was like, cool. Well, so far I've spent, I don't even know, thousands on these videos, but now I've made a sale worth thousands. You know what? That pencils. That makes sense. Let's do more of it. Now it becomes easier. Okay, I think that's it. Well, my friends, thank you for being here. Next week's live, the throat should be good. I should be a lot better. We'll probably do it around the same time. I think this time worked well for the family, for everybody else. I'll send an email. I'll try to make a post on YouTube as well so that you're able to get here on time. Again, I can't thank you enough for your understanding and your support and your patience as we battle through time zones and sicknesses and all of that. Most of all, I can't thank you for taking the action that you've been taking. It makes me so happy to hear that you're watching the videos and then you're going to do these things. You're getting clients, you're making sales, you're growing your businesses. Oh, it's just amazing. So good for you. Really, really, really proud of all of you. So with that said, I'm off to fill up another cup of coffee, go visit the family, get some shave ice, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.